My name is Lindsay Gullatte-Lee. My survivor story started with a lot of bleeding in June of 2022. I was having irregular bleeding in between my periods and was concerned and went to the ER, where I was told that there was nothing to be concerned about. I had more bleeding. It was getting more frequent. It was so frequent to the point where I didn't know when I was going to bleed. It was becoming very frequent. In October of 2022, I went to my gynecologist and I started off telling him that I was having irregular bleeding, and it was definitely not normal because I had been regular since I was 12 years old. And before I could even finish my story, he was already writing a prescription for birth control pills. And I asked him what was he doing, and he said, "I'm writing you a prescription for birth control pills because you're having an irregular period." And I said, "No, that's not what I said. I said I'm bleeding irregularly." When he did the exam, he said that things were feeling abnormal and enlarged, and he was ordering a sonogram. From the sonogram, I had an MRI, and then when I got back into his office 2 weeks later, he informed me that I had cervical cancer and that he was sending me to the Levine Cancer Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. He walked out of the office then. He didn't offer any support or it didn't answer my questions, didn't even explain my results. And I was left there numb and I actually walked out of the office to look for him and he was gone. So the next appointment I had was the next day. The Levine Center called and they told me that they had an appointment and I could come in that day, which I did. And I met my oncologist, who told me what her suspicions were and that she was going to do a biopsy in her office. If it was confirmed what she saw, that we would start. She told me my treatment plan ahead of time so that I knew what to expect. She definitely answered all of my questions. She explained my results. And then she did the biopsy, which started more bleeding, where I had to stay in the hospital for a total of 10 days. My treatment had to start in the hospital because they could not get the bleeding to stop. I was originally diagnosed November 9th of 2022 with stage 2 cancer. All my treatment started. I had to have radiation, 5 weeks. I had chemo, 5 weeks. And then I had brachytherapy. I had 5 sessions of that. My last treatment was January 5th of 2023, and I became NED as of April 3rd of 2023. January 15th of 2023, I did a healthcare / pop-up shop in my community because I wanted to spread awareness of cervical cancer and the importance of getting the HPV vaccine because there's so many people, especially in my age group, that didn't know about HPV, and I needed everyone to be educated about it. And so I started a healthcare / pop-up shop, and in regards to health and well-being for your mind, body, and spirit. My goal is to travel and go to different cities, spreading awareness about cervical cancer awareness. I think it's important to let people know how important it is to get health screenings, to listen to your body, to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, and the importance of getting the HPV vaccine for our children, for the next generation.